What up, athletes? Whoop, whoop. All right, let's do this. This is your semester 2 final review, and I'll have this broken up into probably multiple videos. So feel free to find the one, and we'll go from there. All right, so it says solve for u. Let's just do it. Distribute is the name of the game. It's going to be 2u minus 10 equals 6u minus 30, right? Let's go ahead and subtract 2u to the right and add 30 at the same time. Boom. We get 20 equals 4u, or we can say, I don't know why, I keep writing y today every time I do it. Or u equals 5. There we go. Moving on down, okay, so remember, if it's less than or greater than, it's an open dot or a dashed line. If it's less than or equal to or greater than or equal to, it's a closed dot or a solid line, okay? Now we'll be doing our final online, so a lot of this will be taken care of for you, but just make sure you choose the right stuff. We see it's or equal to, so a closed dot at -2 is the number we're looking at. And then it says greater than, and that's to the right. Boom. Okay. 3, we're going to start looking at systems of equations. This looks like elimination. Remember elimination? It's where we just add straight down. 5x plus -5x, that's gone, that's gone. We have 0 equals, -2 plus 2 is 0. That's a true statement. That's true, so this would be infinitely many solutions. If you ever get down to a situation where you have like 1 equals 0, I've had that happen, that's not a true statement. That would be no solutions. All right, let's try this one right here. We're going to add straight down. X goes away. We end up with 4y equals 16, or y equals 4. So we can put in 4 for y. Now let's plug that into the top equation. We're going to have x plus 2 times 4 equals 9, which is 8. So subtract 8 from both sides. X equals 1. Boom. And then we can always check it, right? So let's check it in the bottom equation. Check. We're going to have -1 plus 2 times our y, which is 4, should equal 7. Well, that's just 8. What's -1 plus 8? That's 7 equals 7. True statement. We did it right. Let's go. Remember to pause this as needed, guys. I'm motoring through this because there's a lot to get through. But it's a semester's worth of info. Okay. So first things first, our start value is at -7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, -5. 2 is going to be -7 right down here. And then a growth factor, or a slope of 2, so that's up 2 over 1, right? Up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. Boom. And it is just greater than, so that's going to be a dashed line, right? It says greater than, so let's put my pin on the line, go up, shade that whole area in. Okay, now I'm going to get my other colored pen. Start value of 5 this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right here. And it says -2, so down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1. Look, we already found out where it crosses. Down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1. And this is or equal to, so it's a solid line. And then it says greater than again, so pin on the line, go up, shade everything over here. And where do we see these two lines the same? Right here in this upper region. There we go. Let's keep rolling. Okay, when we multiply them, same base, there's an exponent of 1 right here, even though we don't see it. What do? We add the exponents. So 5 plus 4 plus 1 plus 3 equals x to the 13th power. Boom. Down to 8. 7 times -2, -14. W times w to the 9th. Remember, that's to the 1 power. Add them. 1 plus 9 is 10, so w to the 10th. When we raise an exponent to an exponent, multiply these. 4 times 4 is 16, so this equals w to the 16th. Okay, and last down here at 10 on the bottom, we see 8w squared, which equals 8 squared w squared, or 64w squared. Awesome. Okay, let's take a look down here. Simplify. 8 goes into 8 once, 56 7 times. Nothing to cancel the a, but the b's cancel, the c's cancel, and I'm left with 7 over a, fully simplified. Don't make mistakes. Remember, anything to the 0 power is 1. Why is that? Because if we have, like, let's say I have x squared over x squared. Any number divided by itself equals 1, right? But if I were to solve this, remember when we divide, we subtract the exponents, so that would be also equal x to the 2 minus 2, which equals x to the 0. What does x to the 0 equal? 1. We just proved it. Okay. So now 2/3 to the 0. This 0 only applies to the 2/3 here, so this is really going to equal negative 3 times 1, which is negative 3. Right here, the negative's on the outside of the parentheses, so 5 to the 0 is 1, so this is going to be negative 1, which is negative 1. Those are our two answers. Okay. Anything, remember we can write this over 1. Anything that has a negative exponent, we flip it to the other side of the fraction bar. If it were on bottom, it'd go up top. So up top goes on bottom. So this equals 1 over 3 to the 3rd, which equals 1/27. Right here, again, a y to nothing is really to the first power. We're going to add these. So I'm going to have 3 minus 7 is negative 4 plus 1 equals y to the negative 3, which equals 1 over y cubed. There we go. Oh, we're cruising through this. A lot of these are quick questions. Okay, u to the negative 4th to the negative 2nd. Remember, we multiply exponents when we have an exponent to an exponent. Negative 4 times negative 2 equals positive 8. So this is u. Why do I keep doing that? U to the 8th power. There we go. Next page. Okay, we could FOIL it. Remember FOIL? Which is first x squared, outer plus 6x, inner minus 4x, and last. Negative 4 times 6 is minus 24. Excuse me, and we just add those together, we get x squared, and that's plus 2x minus 24. Or we can use a generic rectangle, right? 5a minus 3, 7a plus 4. 5a times 7a is 35a squared. Minus 3 times 7a is minus 21a. 5a times 4 is 20a. And negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. This is your first and last term, so equals 35a squared. And then we're going to have a minus 12 at the end. And in between, negative 21a plus 20a is minus 1a. Boom. Okay. Let's go on to 18. Factor. What can I pull out of a 3w plus 24? I can pull a 3 out, and that leaves me with w plus 8. Just that reverse distribution, don't forget. What is the greatest common factor of 12 into the 4th and 8 n squared? Well, between 12 and 8, it's going to be 4, right? Whenever you have same basis, raised to exponents, whichever is the smaller one is the one that they both have in common. So they both have n squared in common. And this is my greatest common factor. We have 20 here. Again, find the greatest common factor. Between 5 and 10, it's 5. Okay. X to the 7th and x to the 4th. We're going to skip w because there is no w in both of these. So it's just x to the 7th or x to the 4th, x to the 4th. That's the smallest. And then y or y squared, y. 5x to the 4th, y is your answer. Hey. What can I factor right here? Well, between 12 and 8, I can pull a 4 out. Between b cubed and b squared, I can pull a b squared out. And what am I left with? 12 divided by 4 is 3. B cubed divided by b squared is b. Then I have a minus. 8 divided by 4 is 2. B squared divided by b squared is 1, so it's just alone. That's our answer. And you know what? I think this is probably a good time to stop. So we'll check the rest of these questions out, 22 on, in part 2. With that said, peace out.